Ukrainian Defense Minister Mikhailo Fedorov was dismissed by President Volodymyr Zelensky after just 6 months in mentor nature. A career of 35, he stood his ground at a Kyiv news conference, arguing that his modernization plans for the armed forces had run into obstacles. Fedorov sees himself as a champion of high-tech warfare, insisting that drones should dominate Ukrainian tactics to counter Russian forces asymmetrically. He accused Commander-in-Chief Alexander Syrsky of blocking all of these initiatives, saying instead of figuring out how to defeat Russia asymmetrically, Syrsky was figuring out how to split the country. Fedorov's criticism came at a time of intense pressure at the heart of Ukraine's war effort. Zelensky had just made the hard decision to remove Fedorov, a move that was met with a rare, large-scale wave of demonstrations. Thousands poured into squares in Kyiv, Odessa, Lviv, and even frontline Kharkiv, holding cardboard signs that read "Hands off Fedorov" and "Why break what's working?" In Kharkiv, more than 300 protesters gathered, chanting "Shame, shame, shame." The protests were only the second major street protest in Ukraine since the war began, joining a 2022 rally against anti-corruption measures. At the same Kyiv news conference, Zelensky acknowledged the rift. "In such circumstances, you have to choose one side or the other," he said, expressing a wish for unity. His comments came alongside those of British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who was visiting Kyiv that day. Syrsky, unnamed the social media platform, issued a response that did not directly address Fedorov's accusations but thanked him for his service. He framed the ongoing war as a battle that requires focus on wins and an effective strategy that is producing concrete results. Syrsky's posts illustrate the different perspectives within the command hierarchy. Fedorov advocates a rapid digital approach while Syrsky stresses existing successes on the front lines. The drama unfolds against the backdrop of a conflict where Russia has seen a series of defeats in its early months. Analysts had said the war had turned in Ukraine's favor at the time of Fedorov's dismissal. The Ukrainian public's response underscores the stakes involved in how the country modernizes its defense and how leadership disputes are handled. As the country continues to fight a war that has changed its history, the story of Fedorov, Syrsky, and the protests show the human dimension of strategic decisions. In the end, the clash between a pro-technology vision and a more traditional, defensive posture will shape Ukrainian warfare for years to come. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more coverage of how Ukraine's defense evolves in this pivotal moment.